I'll check out this squash. I guess I dropped another seed on accident. I have several random squashes growing in my yard, and this is one of them. I don't know what kind this is, so it's gonna be a mystery. And I'm thinking, y'all, I'm just gonna let it grow up the porch. It wants to climb, it's a climber. So I'm just gonna be kind of a crazy lady here with a big old squash growing up my porch. Anyway, we'll see how that goes. So I got some stuff I gotta get done today. I have plants I need to put in the ground. I'm gonna be putting some tomatoes and a combination of more white scallop squash and I think it's crookneck. Check these out over here though, y'all. It has been raining like crazy this week. And I was unwell for a few days, so I wasn't able to come out here as much. I did come out and check on some things, but this one I totally forgot about. Look at these, y'all. They got all yellow because they got overwatered. They were just sitting. That's just bad, but oh well. And so I've got some tomatoes. I'm gonna take these bigger guys, and I have more down low, and we're gonna put them out in the garden. We'll see if we can get another round of squash. I've never done this before. I think it's called succession planting. I've heard of other people doing this where you just start another crop after since the other ones are starting to peter out a little bit. But we'll just see how it goes. It is, ooh, I feel like something just bit me. It's very beginning of July, so I've got plenty of time. We don't get our first frost till November. So let's take these and go get them planted. White scallop squashes are starting to kind of peter out. Some are still going, like this one. I'll probably just let that go. These are just a mess at this point. As you see, this is the borage has pretty much had it, so we'll cut that at the base. If you see, some of these have gotten attacked by those little army worms, but I was able to get rid of them. I come out here and I see a few now and again. For the most part, I've been staying on top of this army worm situation. Starting to notice some stink bugs. Not very many, but a few here and there. And some of the eggs that I showed y'all last time, they were kind of a rusty color. That's what those were. They were stink bug eggs. I was learning about stink bugs, and there are some beneficial ones, which is good to know because you don't want to just squish them all if they're beneficial ones. The beneficial ones are carnivorous. They'll eat the bad ones. And the way to kind of tell the difference is the carnivorous ones. It almost looks like they have armor on the back. If you look at the ones that eat plants, they have more of a smooth surface on their back. But the carnivorous ones really do look like they have this armor kind of spiky on their back. So I'm trying to kind of learn the differences there so that I know I'm not squishing the wrong ones. And you see how these guys have just been coming down? They're just kind of letting them at this point. Oh, look at that, guys. That's a squash beetle, see? Not a squash beetle, I get the squash beetles and the stink bugs mixed up. They look the same to me. But you see, that's one, and she just laid some eggs, so we will get rid of that. This year has been not to spray anything, not to spray even the organic, like neem oil and copper fungicides. BT, I think, is another one that I've tried, because I want to get more of a balance of some positive insects here, and I've been seeing a lot of them this year compared to last year where I didn't have any. So as much as it's a lot of work coming out here, but I feel like in the end it's going to be worth it. Even in the moments when I feel overrun. I definitely felt that way earlier this week because I wasn't feeling well, so I wasn't out here as much. And I felt like I was getting overrun by these armyworms, but I have been able to stay on top of it, and I feel it seems like I'm on the tail end of winning here. Get this going. So I cut the grass, the clover today, and so I've got some clover clippings that when I'm done planting here, I'll put some of that on top. In fact, let me go run. I'm going to get a bag of compost real quick, because I want to mix some compost in with those tomatoes. I'll be right back. Oh, look. Look at these guys. They're starting to turn color. The mushroom basket, I think they're supposed to be kind of a pink. So yeah, they're turning color. All of them are slowly turning, and I think we're gonna have some tomatoes soon. We'll see how the tomatoes do over here with the squash. And if we'll get any tomatoes before the first frost. I've never done this before. You know, with gardening, I'm always trying new things. My aunt and uncle, they live out in New Orleans, and he was saying the last time I was visiting that he's still learning things in the garden. And that's just gardening. You're always learning something new, and I like that because I do like to learn. The best way to learn is to get your hands dirty, right? Okay, I think I'm definitely going to take out a few of these guys that are just kind of pittering out. Something kind of interesting about this borage, y'all. You know, I've heard that borage is a good companion plant, especially for tomatoes. I thought it was interesting though. Last night, Nate was pointing out that the borage that I had around the tomatoes was full of armyworms. I thought that was kind of interesting because generally you don't want to plant plants that in the same area that have the same pests. So the fact that the armyworms are going after the borage, I don't know if that was a very good idea. I think it did well around the squash. Still loved the borage. I wish it had a longer life cycle here. I feel like they died off too quickly. Oh, see? Look at this. See that? This is how they get lost. Right there. I need to clean these guys off. And remember to get some bright pink spray paint. But I don't know if y'all have noticed, maybe nobody else is having this issue, but I can't seem to find very much spray paint on the shelves these days. The colors that I want are out. Anyway, I'm gonna put these in my basket so I don't lose them. What I'm gonna do is take the biggest, healthiest ones out of this batch here, and we'll plant those. And the other ones, I'll just save. We'll see. I've got some tomatoes that are definitely been getting sick, so I'll just kind of let them run out and put new ones in. We'll see how that goes. The idea of succession planting is quite interesting, I think, and it makes sense that as your plants are pittering out and dying, you have a fresh new batch going in of something else or the same thing. Oh boy, you're a mess, aren't you? You were out playing over in the pond. She's definitely gonna need another bath. This is where, oh, see that big spider? Yeah, she has a big egg. Hi, go that way. So this root system here, I'm just gonna leave it in and just let it rot in the ground. This soil is very silty because I got it over there from digging up that pond. And the plants seem to like it a lot. There we go. Now what I do with the grass clippings, or clover clippings, is I do sprinkle a little bit around the plant itself. And I don't have very much today because I was putting it out in other places, but generally I will sprinkle a little bit around the base of the plant, and then I will do heavy, thick as can be around the rest. I'm gonna kind of let that one go for a little bit longer, just for fun. Let's do a sunflower right here, huh? you doing, Marmar? You know you've got stuff in your hair and your mess. Okay, who's next? Who wants to be next? Now, I did not mark these tomatoes, so it's going to be a bit of a surprise. Just going to have to wait and see what they are. Oh, hello, worm. I don't want to cut you in half, so go over here. Do you see it, y'all? Little tiny baby anole. He keeps trying to get away from us. Oh my goodness. Adorable. Hey! Oh, I love those little guys. Look at that big guy up there hiding from me. They hold on with such strength. Sometimes I'll just pull off the section that's been damaged anyway. These little tomato hornworms, I haven't really been seeing them that much. Here, you want that? Here. Check that out. You're not quite sure, huh? There you go. Oh, God. That's kind of brutal. So glad that I'm not a worm. I had to hose myself off a little bit. Got a little bit dirty hands here. But I went ahead and finished this section. I put about, I think that's 8 and then 3 sunflowers. I can't see them very well. They're blended in here. And I've got more mowing to do, so we'll put even more mulch down on top around them. And that will break down pretty quickly. And we'll see how these grow. I'm excited to see. Let's go check out our squash. See, I've got a couple squash down here, and this is my muddy area. I'm going to be filling this in with thick mulch and then planting clover down on top. But you see here, this whole section's coming up. I've got some squashes and some peppers and lots of beans. So I guess I don't really have room back here for the squash. So I'm going to put it over here. And I see you. You think you're being sneaky, but I see you. This thing is just ginormous. I've really only gotten maybe 2 out of this whole plant. Kind of weird. It's huge though. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that one yet. But I got some that are pittering out here. See how they've kind of had to maneuver some of these when I was mowing today. I get this big boy over here I got to get. I'm going to be making some zucchini chicken bake tonight. I think that's what it's called. Something like that. I made it quite a bit last year. And it is good. And I'll put that recipe down in the description. Right, see, I've got some that are just kind of going all willy-nilly. So I'm going to be taking these up, putting some new ones down. And I was thinking, because since they want to kind of fall over, I'm going to get some of those cheap bamboo sticks. And as they grow, I'll kind of support them around to kind of encourage them to grow on top of the mound instead of falling over. I'm thinking I might just take this guy up. He's just not really doing anything. And I can put another squash here. Did you see how my buckwheat's coming up? You see it all? It's looking good. Oh, that's that little guy here. I'm gonna have to take this up, y'all. Poor little guy. I don't want to take it home. But this thing's just not doing much anymore. Alright, I'm going to work on taking these guys up. And then we'll get some fresh squash out here. Ouch! Jeez Louise. These things are pokey. Gotcha. Woohoo! Go somewhere else. Like, I don't know, on this tomato. Does that sound good? You can't stay on my arm, though. Okay. You just... There you go. Now you're safe. Woo! Just stay away from the chickens. This is 2 plants. That's interesting. I see this one over here. starting to produce something. So we'll let that one stay. That's funny. That's probably why this thing is so huge. Put these sad little guys in the ground. See this big monster marigold here? This is one of the ones I collected from the seeds from last year. And it's doing really good. Uh-oh, what did I do? Those. Now I'm going to be coming out here with some fresh chicken manure and chicken bedding and putting it down thick on some of these areas that are getting some weeds. And then I want to put some more buckwheat down. Okay, we got those planted. And my sad little yellow squash will eventually, those leaves will perk up and they'll start looking better here. Now that they are in the ground. You see here is my cucumber arch. I was able to make a batch of pickled cucumbers this morning. Lily will be excited about that. She's the one, she's why I planted these. Check this corn out. It's growing. It's growing, y'all. We'll actually get some corn this year. I think I'm going to go up on the porch and have a beer with Nathan. That sounds good. Get washed up a little bit here, and definitely going to be hosing Maro off and drying her off as well. Y'all got to check this beer out. Moon pie. Isn't that not cool? Chocolate moon pie stout. You know, I love my stout, so I've never had this before. Not a huge fan of moon pies, but
the labeling makes it look so gross. You think they're gonna actually make a moon pie liquid?
Yeah, I don't think I'd like that. Never been much into marshmallows, but
you used to love moon pies.
Well, I had a bad experience. Yeah, my mom gave me a moon pie when I was a kid, and it was even in the wrapper and everything, and somehow ants got in it. And so I took a big bite out of my moon pie, and I took a big bite of ants, and they were all over me. I remember screaming, jumping out of the car, yeah.
I saw this on the shelf. I'm like, today, Jenna is going to confront some childhood baggage.
You know what it is too? Mardi Gras, they throw out moon pies. And so you see all these moon pies on the ground that have been stepped by like 1,000 people and squished, and it's just not very appetizing. But you know what? You never know. Let's try it out.
I'm looking forward to this. You've got so many horrible stories
Bad
about
experiences
moon
here.
pies. And the label looks, I mean, it looks so
You know
much
what?
like a box of moon
Wow.
pie.
Kind of smells like a moon pie.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
How did they do that?
How do they do that? That is interesting.
All right, I'm going to try it. Shut up.
It tastes like a freaking moon pie. What's the percentage on this?
8.5 or something.
8.5, really?
Yeah. I think they just blended up
8.5.
They just blended up a moon pie with some vodka.
Wow,
it beer.
you guys. I don't think I've ever had a beer this sweet.
No. I'm not sure how much I'm going to get through it, but...
All right, I'm going to go throw up now. No, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's just different. So if you guys try it out. Try some moon pie. Anyway, I think that's going to be all for today, and we'll see you next time.